Alright. Hey people, I'm back. Glad to be back. The 3 months around that time ban on the live streaming got lifted. You know, if you don't know what that was, just watch my last video. It was a stupid thing. It sort of took the enthusiasm out of the whole gig, but here I am, back again. And ready to make some videos, ready to make some streams. Speaking of live streams, I will have my next live stream on Saturday, either at 8 or 8:30 p.m. We're going to be playing Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. If there are enough people, I will definitely try to make it so we can fight against each other. I'll just start out playing online, and I hope plenty of you guys join me. Join my Discord server. I did create one a couple months ago. You should definitely join that, since there is an audio channel that I'll be using for stuff like this when I am on stream playing with viewers. I'll have like an iCard or something up here so that you can join the Discord server. Just click on there. And I hope to see you on Saturday. So let's get into the main part of this video.
Colors weave into a spire of flame. Distant sparks call to a past still unnamed. That is torch against the cold of the night. Set your soul and reawaken the undone.
E3 is coming up. It is only a couple weeks away. I am hyped beyond belief. Let's get into this first part, which is going to be the discussion about the titles that have already been announced from Nintendo. First one I want to talk about is Mario Maker 2. Now, not much can be said, just for the simple fact that there was already an entire Nintendo Direct just a couple of weeks ago, and they pretty much announced everything there. Although, if you do re-watch that Nintendo Direct and you pay very close attention to detail, there are many items that were like, you could see them while the gameplay was happening to demonstrate the stuff that they were talking about. There were different items that they didn't touch on and they were brand new, stuff like that. So there is more stuff to be revealed, including DLC. Now, DLC is something that Nintendo definitely wants to get into. They already have with Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, with Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. Obviously, those being huge titles that incorporate DLC to overall expand the game. Those two haven't been their first brush with DLC, but definitely is I'd say the most successful ones. And I think that Mario Maker 2 is going to receive DLC. They even kind of sort of hinted at it in that Nintendo Direct that there would be new game themes. Maybe they are gonna make those as DLC. So yeah, I do think that will be a reason for them to bring up Mario Maker in E3, just to announce like either new items or to announce the DLC properly. Either way, that's what my thoughts are on it. Next is Luigi's Mansion 3. This game, just like a couple other games on this list, received a simple, you know, sort of CGI trailer and no gameplay, no nothing, just a sort of teaser, not even a teaser trailer, just straight up teaser. Now, I think obviously that game is going to get a bit of a segment in their E3 presentation. That is clear since it is slated for a 2019 release, so it still being released this year, it will have to 100% get an E3 slot at E3. What is going to be in that game? Well, I don't know much about the Luigi's Mansion franchise. I did 100% Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon. I haven't played the original, so I can't really weigh in that much, but I do have some ideas onto other things. Multiplayer, something that they could incorporate, and I know that fans of the Luigi's Mansion franchise have wanted. And you know, for the games on a Nintendo Switch, Nintendo's been very good with catering to the audience a lot more, so I think that might be coming, as well as some DLC. It's inevitable, really. Nintendo, even they themselves said that they want to do more with DLC, so honestly, it is a safe bet to just assume that every game is going to have DLC. Obviously, not every game is going to, but just to, you know, think about it, to like wrap it around your head is probably useful. what I think is going to be in the DLC, if there is going to be any. You know, Luigi's Mansion is mainly like a puzzle game, so I would completely be on board with a new area. Now, as for the main story of the new game, we'll have to wait and see what they announce at E3. Next one is Bayonetta 3.
You awoke me, unleashed a fire in my heart. I will dance and I'll defeat them through the light and the dark. Your mistake was to underestimate my power. Won't let go of the fight. Tomorrow's mine.
Bayonetta 3 also got just a short teaser trailer, so we'll have to wait and see what happens. Bayonetta is definitely a series that just takes it to a place that it is completely unexpected, so it isn't easy to theorize about it. Definitely some new features that might be in there, might be multiplayer. That will be something big. There were 2 main characters in the last game. It would be pretty sensible to have another player that you can, you know, beat some angelic ass with. I would enjoy that. I played Bayonetta 1 and 2 when it came out for the Switch, and Bayonetta 3 being a Nintendo Switch exclusive is also pretty awesome. I know Nintendo's not making the game, but they're publishing it. I definitely think that will be introduced at E3. Proper trailer and all. Next one is Pokemon Sword and Shield. Now, we do have a lot of information about this one as well. I do want to touch on some ideas, some theories, mainly the multiplayer thing. I had a little bit of my personal idea on this. I don't know if somebody else has said this already. I didn't see anything. The multiplayer could be that you have a friend playing as your Pokemon. Now, obviously that makes barely any sense because the Pokemon don't do anything besides battling. But no, I mean that, you know, you have a Pokemon that walks around with you. Maybe even you could be all Pokemon. Like, your friend could, like, switch out between the Pokemon that he controls so that he can then manually cut the bushes or carry you to different areas. You know, all those different functions that your friend would be able to control those. Just walk around, split screen, get into Pokemon battles himself as himself, like in grass or something. That's just my personal little idea that I was kind of proud of. DLC wise, since I've just been touching on that for every game up to this point, I have a feeling there is gonna be no DLC. DLC wouldn't fit. So that's my 2 cents on that. Link's Awakening for the Switch. I 100% think they're gonna announce some more stuff at E3, since all the game got was the initial announcement. It didn't get anything else. A couple more features. They'll probably introduce amiibo functionality. They'll introduce some online features. I mean, they already said something about that, but you know, they'll just elaborate on many things. That's usually how it goes. DLC, I don't think that's gonna happen since it is a remake. You know, the game already exists. So I don't think they would try to add to it. I think they just want to give you the original experience, enhanced a little bit, and that's it. Now, my favorite, the one I'm the most hyped about, Animal Crossing for the Switch. That one is, I'm so excited about it. Animal Crossing New Leaf, I have a minimum of 1,000 hours on it. I don't know how much exactly, but a minimum of 1,000 hours. That game, woo. 100% that game is gonna get a spot at E3 at their presentation, since it was just teased like most other games on this list. Just teased with a CGI trailer and nothing else, just the release date being in 2019. So, you know, obviously it's half a year. 100% they're gonna do a big spot for Animal Crossing. It is a huge series, and I just want to talk through some ideas I have. I 100% think that this game is going to be huge, and I don't mean like in, you know, storage size. I mean actually like in physical size. Like, I don't think we're gonna get this small town anymore. I think we're gonna get like a huge town or get even multiple towns. I definitely want them to stick with the concept that was introduced in New Leaf, that you are the mayor. You know, they could change it up a little bit, but just that main concept of you having more control over the area, that would be awesome. You know, that you'd have like, you know, different towns or whatever, and like in each town there's like a different cousin of Isabel or something. Like, I don't know, it's just something I'm throwing out there just as a theory. So yeah, it would either be a huge town or, you know, multiple towns. Either way, maybe they would introduce another mode of transportation, like a bike that you can ride around. The town's gonna be bigger, then you would have to get around faster. If there was like multiple towns that you could get from town to town, instead of with like a train, you could, you know, drive a car or whatever. Another thing I wanted them to bring is from the Happy Home Designer game. That game was trash. I hate it. I don't, yeah. But it did have a very cool concept of outside decorations, that things that you could place inside your house could be placed outside your house in a finite area, and that it would also incorporate into my theory of the, you know, the towns being a lot bigger, because obviously that would take up more space. Like that's my main idea for my prediction of this game. It is going to be huge. There's going to be such a size difference. There's just going to be so much more area. There's going to be so much bigger things really in size. The last theory I have is the introduction of an in-game social media. Yeah. What they did in Animal Crossing New Leaf, they had this little friend system where if they were online, you could write them something. Now, what I think they're gonna do in Animal Crossing Switch is a little bit of an in-game social media where you can just have a list of all your friends, where people can just write stuff, they can share stuff, like just if they caught like a bug or something, if you know, they caught a fish, they upgraded their home, whatever, there would be an option to post it on your social media and all your friends would see it. As well as obviously having like the other option of like talking to them, as well as sending a request to come to your town, and if they accept, you can just hop into your car and, you know, drive over there. It would be awesome, something like that. Now, the last one that, I mean, it has been announced, just there's been so much change that I don't even know if you can call it announced anymore. I don't even know. Metroid Prime 4. Now, for those who haven't been following the the drama, recently, I think it was a couple months ago, they announced that they were scrapping everything they had done and starting from scratch, since they weren't happy with what the Metroid Prime 4 was coming to. They just wanted to start from scratch. So I have absolutely no idea if this game is going to even appear at E3. Honestly, like, my gut feeling is no. It was just a couple months ago that they completely scrapped everything, started all new. So no, it's not gonna happen. They're not gonna announce anything. I mean, they had originally started like so long ago and they didn't announce anything up to that point. So obviously, you know, a slim chance that they're gonna even say a word about it now. Either way, if they announce Metroid Prime 4 or not, there is also the other side of things, that they will be making remakes, whatever they have up their sleeve, whatever they're gonna pull out of their hat. Metroid Prime 4 is 100% not gonna get any sort of information, except for maybe like, oh yeah, it's happening like in 2020 or something like that. That's all they would say. They wouldn't show any gameplay or anything, if they would do that at all. Anyway, moving on to some games that have not been announced yet. What are they gonna be? Are they gonna be announced? What's gonna be in them? Blah, blah, blah. So, First one I want to get out of the way is Pikmin 4. Pikmin 4 is the most beaten horse. I 100% do not support the idea of constantly being like, yes, that's going to happen at the next Nintendo Direct. Yes, it's going to happen at the next E3. Yes, it's going to happen at this little video presentation. Like, no. Just stop expecting it at every single corner. It is going to happen when it's going to happen. So 100% I have no hype for Pikmin 4. The next one I have seen no one really talk about at all, Mario Kart 9. Now, obviously we got Mario Kart 8 Deluxe very early in the lifespan of the Nintendo Switch, and I think that was just to fill the void of a Nintendo racing game. Obviously, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, one of the best-selling games on the Switch from then and then still now, so they didn't make a bad decision there. But Mario Kart 9 is inevitable. I do think that is going to have a tie-in to the mobile game that is to be released later this year. And then also, speaking of the mobile game, they might also say something about that at E3. As to what's going to be in Mario Kart 9, you know, obviously new tracks, new characters, new challenges. I do think they're going to do DLC again, just like they did in Mario Kart 8. I think they would have new online features with the app, maybe some sort of like leaderboards and stuff like that. Maybe not something entirely game-changing, but just something cool, something new, something they haven't done before. Now, the one that's pretty safe to say is going to happen is the next Smash character. The next Smash DLC character would definitely be announced at E3, so I think it's going to be announced for like a fall release. So yeah, that's all I have to say about that. And then the last but not least, this is the last one for today, the next Mario game. Mario games would be released every 2 years. When you look at a game like Super Mario Galaxy, which isn't one of the spiritual successors to the whole 3D Mario series, but has been referred to as like, you know, qualifying cousins of the series. The time span between those games was only like 2-3 years or something. I personally think, this is my theory, I don't know if anybody else has said this, but this is what I'm saying. I think that the next Mario game is going to be using the same engine as Super Mario Odyssey, and it is going to be taking place in the same world as Super Mario Odyssey, but going to new areas, including Isle Delfino. Why do I say this? Because I believe that the whole 3D Mario series takes place in the same universe. If you think about it, Isle Delfino, it's depicted on that big globe in Super Mario Odyssey. I mean, it was depicted, and then it wasn't, and then it was, whatever. At one point, it was depicted on it. And so that's like a, alright, confirmation that Isle Delfino exists in Super Mario Odyssey. Obviously, you don't go to it, but it exists. And then you also have the countless references of Mario 64 in the game. So that game, you know, obviously exists in that universe. So it really is pretty easy to say, like, yes, all these games exist in the same universe. So I think that the next game would be using that same universe, just going to the different areas and just continuing to expand in that universe. That's it for this video. Please like this video if you did indeed like it. Subscribe if you aren't already. The more content like this is going to be coming soon. And I will be doing a live stream on this very channel, reacting to the Nintendo presentation at E3, the PlayStation presentation at E3, the Xbox presentation at E3, all of them. Again, I did that last year as well, and I'm going to do it again this year, just all of them. I don't really care that much about PlayStation and Xbox, but, you know, it's good to be in the know about the industry, just so you're all, you know, you're all caught up. That's pretty much it. Don't forget to join the Discord. Like I said, I have a stream happening. You can be chatting with me during that stream and fighting me and getting your ass kicked. Thank you very much for watching. I did already say that. Goodbye.